Hey, Matt here. If you've got a network marketing team and they're not duplicating, it's not because they're lazy. It's because the system you're asking them to duplicate depends too much on you, right? You're the glue. You're the one doing the talking, the training, the closing, the chasing. And even though you can handle it, they can't. So here's the number one reason your team won't duplicate. You're teaching effort to generate MLM leads instead of system. You're handing them motivation instead of tools. You're telling them to do what you did instead of plugging into something they can trust and repeat to get real leads coming through a system that operates 24/7 on autopilot. And let me tell you, motivated people burn out when they don't see a path that works. So even if they want to win, they won't stay in the game if they feel they'll always have to be chasing people, doing cold messaging, or manually closing every sale. Achieving duplication isn't about charisma, it's about clarity plus simplicity. They need to see a clear path for generating MLM leads, a simple follow up system they don't have to figure out, and they need tools that handle the heavy lifting without relying on them being persuasive, consistent, weird, even salesy, or available 24/7. Now, here's something most leaders completely miss when wondering why their team isn't duplicating. They assume it's because their people are lazy or unmotivated or not cut out for this, but that's not the truth. One of the biggest hidden reasons duplication fails on teams is because the system the leader is using is invisible or confusing to the people who are joining. When your system is just a bunch of things that you figured out in your head but never actually taught clearly or documented, you're expecting people to duplicate a ghost, really. They can't follow what they can't see, right? So the old school way of duplication says, do what I do, hustle, post daily, DM 20 people, and just keep going. But the modern way, it's all about use this content, plug into this funnel, let the system warm people up so you only talk to those people who are ready. It's cleaner, it's smarter, the team can see it, they can understand it, and yes, it duplicates, even for people who aren't confident yet. So let me give you a few tips around all of this and this entire idea. Tip number one, use a short curiosity hook instead of explaining everything. Most networkers try to duplicate by teaching too much or explaining too much. They over explain in DMs, they send long product descriptions, or they go live with way too much information. Instead, show your team to lead with curiosity. Give them one liners they can drop in posts or stories, like the system I'm using is actually generating new MLM leads and closing sales while I'm at my kids' game. Or I found a product that finally manages my joint pain without needing to attend constant doctor appointments. Curiosity works far better to generate engagement with prospects and attract true MLM leads for what you and your downline are selling than blabbering on and on for 5 minutes about something they really don't care about yet. Insert your downline into a system that provides them the words, and it just works better. And your team can copy paste it without needing to become a content expert. Tip number two is record a short mini explainer once and let it work on repeat. Instead of asking your team to constantly explain your product or opportunity in their own words after they've attracted true prospects that are now interested to know more, record a 90-second video that does it all for them. Just answer this. Why did I start this? What result have I seen? Where can someone go to learn more? Now your team doesn't have to pitch. They can just send the link. That's real duplication. And you can build that in under 30 minutes. Now, a quick side note. When I first realized that my team wasn't duplicating, I honestly thought I was the problem. I was putting in all this effort, showing up every day, doing everything I was supposed to do, but the team wasn't catching on. And what finally changed things for me was discovering a system, something that didn't just rely on me being the glue to hold this whole thing all together. That's actually why we created a free digital recruiting bootcamp. So if you're in that same spot, wondering how to build something that actually grows with a downline, getting MLM leads on their own without you doing everything, this will show you exactly what I wish I had known when I first got started. And you can grab it right now. Just click the link down in the pinned comment or description, and I'll send it straight to your inbox so you can dig into it after this video. Tip number three, Stop relying on team chats to train. Use an on demand system. Right now, you're probably repeating the same instructions like 5 times or 10 times a week in your group chats or Zooms. That's not duplication, that's burnout. Instead, take the top 3 questions your new reps always ask and just record one short video for each. Then drop those links in a simple doc or guide and hand it over to every new team member. Suddenly, your onboarding is automated and you're not the bottleneck anymore. You can then add 3 additional questions to your doc. Keep doing that for a while until your system includes every single common question that new reps need answered. The system you've created there does all the work without you being on endless downline phone calls or community chats anymore. Let me paint a picture of 2 leaders. Leader A has been in the game for a while. They sign people up, they train them in Messenger, they might have a 30-minute Zoom if they're lucky, and then they get frustrated when that person ghosts them. Leader B has a simple process their new team walks through. There's an onboarding step, a first message template, a doc that answers all the questions, maybe a community, maybe even short videos showing how to do all the basics. And guess which team gets duplication? And the crazy thing is, it's not about working harder. Leader B actually spends less time training because their system trains people for them. Again, that's something we talk about in the digital recruiting bootcamp that I mentioned earlier. Tip number 4, build a first 3 steps tracker so new reps know what to do. As you're building out your entire training system, be careful of another big reason for why your team stalls out. They don't know what to do next, and they're too nervous to keep asking. Keep focusing on providing clarity as you're working at creating duplication that generates more leads inside your downline. Create a super simple, the first 3 steps tracker that every new person can follow in their first 24 to 48 hours. Things like, number 1, watch this 2-minute welcome video. Number 2, post this curiosity hook in your stories. And number 3, message this script to your top 5 warm contacts. Or maybe your tracker is 5 steps, or maybe it's 10 steps. You get to create what works best for your specific company, your product, your business opportunity. The big win, though, is that instead of you hand-holding every new sign-up, they have a checklist they can just follow and use. And that's the magic. It duplicates. Tip number 5, teach 1 invite a day instead of hustle mode. Most people join your team part-time, right? With full-time lives. So if your system only works for someone grinding 5 to 8 hours a day, it's dead in the water. Instead, simplify the plan. Teach your team to focus on just 1 meaningful invite a day using the scripts or systems that you give them. And that could be a voice note using a proven opener, a link to your team funnel, one of the short videos you created for them that does the heavy lifting. Small, consistent action beats that scattered hustle every time, and new reps can actually stick to it. This is how you build momentum that grows without the burnout. And one more trap to watch out for before we wrap up. Most network marketers believe if they just find better people, their team will grow. So they keep hunting for unicorns. But duplication isn't about unicorns. It's about designing a system so average people can win. If only the top 5% of the people on your team can figure out what to do, that's not a duplicatable business. That's one big pain in the butt for you that burns you out. Now, I just shared what needs to change if you want a team that generates MLM leads and sales and duplicates. But if you're thinking, hey, Matt, that sounds amazing, but I'd like more info on how all this works, or what else should I be thinking about as I grow my MLM team? Or how do I personally get my team bigger so I can do this cool stuff with more people? That's exactly what we do inside the Digital Recruiting Bootcamp. In fact, in day 6 of the bootcamp, you'll learn exactly how to build out what we call a digital duplication system, a simple set of tools that build your personal recruiting process and training assets that scale with your team. So you stop being the glue that holds everything together. And you'll just see how top leaders go from working like 12, 14, 16-hour days to running a successful team in just 4, 5, 6 hours a week. So, if that sounds like the kind of leadership you want to grow into, then grab the free bootcamp training. We'll walk you through the full blueprint. Just hit the link down in the description or pinned comment, and I'll send it right over to you. Lastly, I recorded another video with more network marketing tips that you might want to check out. It breaks down how to use what I call the link formula, which you can add into the training system I've been talking about on this video to help remove yourself from the process as you teach your downline another simple way to get out there and get their own MLM leads. I'll put that right here. Click on that, check it out, and I'll see you over there.